For better or worse, Kuina has always been a character that held a unique position within the One Piece community, whether it's the oddities surrounding her death or the countless theories detailing potential future roles in the story. But what is often overlooked is what I believe to be an even more interesting aspect of her character, which is her belief that women are weaker than men. One Piece has always been a story that is revered by readers for how progressive many of its themes are, but unfortunately its representation of strong women can leave a lot to be desired. Unfortunately, Kuina was right. Let me explain. While at the time being leagued stronger than Zoro, Kuina reveals that as they age, Zoro's body will naturally get stronger to the point where she can no longer biologically compete with him. Zoro shuts down this sentiment, stating how unfair it is to say that he, who has lost her in a sword duel 2001 times, will only eventually be able to beat her due to genetics and not due to his own strength. After yelling out his ambition, Kuina wipes her tears as they make their promise to one another to become the world's strongest swordsman. And Kuina proceeds to suffer one of the most uneventful and borderline disrespectful deaths to a character in the entire series, even more so than Bobbin. Now, obviously Kuina's death serves as a huge source of motivation for Zoro as a character, and the almost mundane act of dying from falling down a set of stairs in a series where people use battleships as punching bags illustrates just how fragile and fleeting life can actually be. And while the message itself holds meaning, Kuina is arguably the worst character to communicate that, as it completely validates her views on strength as a woman. It's not about the events of the death itself, but the precedent that it sets for quote-unquote strong female characters in the series going forward, which, to no one's surprise, has been more or less holding true to this day over 25 years later. But hey, Kuina is only one character. With the series as densely populated as One Piece, there's bound to be other strong female characters, let alone swordsmen, to prove Kuina wrong, right? Enter Tashigi, the spiritual and coincidentally physical successor to Kuina. A marine captain working under Smoker who's become a rival of sorts to Zoro, who's all about swords, swords, swords. The perfect opportunity to keep Kuina in readers' minds without having to find the Dragon Balls, while also having the potential to prove her initial statement on women's strength wrong. The only problem is, she sucks. Real bad. Not only is she constantly portrayed as clumsy and incompetent, the closest thing she has to a W in the entire series is defeating like the 11th strongest person on Punk Hazard, but not without having to be saved by, you guessed it, Zoro, who practically one-shots Monet for her without even touching her. And this isn't the only time she was one-upped or saved by a man in this arc even. When she and Smoker swapped bodies, Luffy states that he couldn't fight at full capacity because of how weak her body was. And when she was attacked by Virgo after finding out the truth about him, she ended up being saved by Sanji. If Tashigi was meant to have been Kuina's redemption, not only has that ship long sailed, it's likely never coming back. But given the rapid growth we've seen with Kobe, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility for her to get stronger, but the seeds had to be planted first before they can grow. But even outside of strength, Tashigi has zero ambition to become the world's strongest swordsman. No other woman in the story does. The closest candidate would likely be Big Mom, and she uses a magic talking sword, not even as a sword, but as a spear. And while yes, Tashigi is her own character separate from Kuina, who does not have to share the same dream as her, the similarities between the two simply make her the only character who could. Who else would it be? Forget female swordsmen, there aren't a whole lot of strong female characters in general in One Piece. Big Mom is easily top 5 and has now been removed from the story for the foreseeable future. Yamato is a legitimate powerhouse who I can't wait to see more of, but considering Wano just recently ended, it could take a while. Hancock, whose strength level is unclear, shows promise for a strong showing of strength in the endgame. And that's about it. Smoothie, who I was hyped to see in Whole Cake Island, literally did nothing, then showed back up in Wano and did nothing again. Carrot, Reiju, Kiku, and Stussy are all strong in their own right, but not when compared to the series as a whole. And there's plenty others I can name, but you get the idea. Obviously, I did not forget Nami and Robin, but they are a much different case. These two are main characters who will always be as strong as the story needs them to be, while also being arguably the two most important Straw Hats for making Luffy the Pirate King, so they possess great importance to the plot as well. And only 3 of the people I named were swordsmen, by the way. My point is, Oda had Kuina make that claim for a reason, and it seems that over time, maybe through the decision of editors or the packed schedule of being a mangaka, it has gradually been forgotten. Zoro becoming the world's strongest swordsman doesn't prove Kuina wrong. As far as the story is concerned, genetics do matter and women aren't as strong as men. And funnily enough, Zoro, who denied Kuina's notion about genetics, ended up being casually revealed to be a descendant of Ryuma, the greatest swordsman who ever lived. Yes, Kuina is as well, but evidently this series has something to say about that. And while I am aware that this is a shonen and this is typically how things go, Bleach showcases multiple powerful female characters on the regular, while it may come at the expense of fan service. I'm sure Naruto fans can understand where I'm coming from here in terms of themes being seemingly forgotten. Personally, this doesn't ruin Kuina or her story for me. I still like her as a character and Oda clearly hasn't forgotten about her, but as much as I love One Piece, I can admit when something is flawed, and this is one of those times. But there may be one last hope to fix this. While it's not entirely too late for Tashigi to become strong, it is not looking good. And that leaves only one man, or woman, for the job. Get ready to hear the most crackpot Zoro theory you've ever heard in your entire life. In One Piece, we've seen that there are characters with the ability to change a character's sex, with Doc Q of the Blackbeard Pirates recently being revealed to be one of them. Do you see where I'm going with this? What this means is that during the final confrontation between the Straw Hat Pirates and the Blackbeard Pirates, the odds of Zoro being turned into a woman are not zero. And as a temporary woman, Zoro could display a huge feat of strength like cutting an island, wink wink, proving Kuina's statement wrong that women actually can be strong swordsmen. Now please hold on, don't click away before you run in the comments. Clip this onto Twitter. Yes, I do realize how bad that sounds. It's obviously never going to happen, nor do I want it to happen. I just thought it was interesting that something like that is now possible. But I wonder how Sanji would react. Hey, what? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. For those who stuck around to the end, these are just my thoughts and something that I've noticed being a fan of One Piece. And just, I guess, a fan of shonen anime and manga over the years in general. I'm not claiming that Oda or One Piece is anti-women or anti-feminist or anything like that. It's just something that I thought was interesting and I wanted to share with anyone else to see if they maybe have noticed it, or maybe I could point something out to someone who maybe haven't noticed it before. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for the huge amount of support that I've been getting. My first video on canceled manga has been doing amazing. Really, all my videos have been doing amazing. I just want to thank you guys for all the support. I try to read and respond to as many comments as I can, and I can't even believe it. Like I'm talking like I got like 1 million views or something, but honestly, it feels amazing to like be able to create something and be able to share it with people, and they can feel the same way that you felt when you made it, and seeing how many people can resonate with it is just a beautiful thing. So really thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you.